Hi, I'm back with another video. You will see that this video that I'm making for our History 325 class has us sort of begin on a frame that shows the first video that was posted, one that walks you through an orientation of the course site. What I thought I would do with what remains of the videos that I'll post today is walk you through some of the weekly content or unit assignments just to familiarize you with what's required and the sort of scope and sequence of our course. So to do that, I'm going to click on the weekly content assignments navigation link on the left. And you will see that there is, move that over just a bit, the course student learning outcomes for our time together in this course, as well as some additional course outcomes that I've added to our study, including differentiating between chronological sequence and the causal relationship between events. Again, one that I really underscore, which is the integration of primary and secondary sources into our argument, and also appraising multiple perspectives that is really essential to the study of historical eras, particularly ones, like most, that involve controversies. Also, one final note before I dig into our unit preview. Please note that I have added a file here for your review entitled How to View Comments in Word. When you submit your assignments to me via Word, I will typically make embedded, specific to you, tailored feedback in the margins. But if for some reason I am not able with the file extension that you submit to do that within Blackboard, I would then save your file and offline enter comments using the comment feature in Word. This is a tutorial if, in essence, you're not able to see the comments in Blackboard proper when you click on your score for any given paper in the Grade Center. All right, to the content of the course itself. Wanted to show you that Unit 1 is the first that you will tackle after the orientation. It includes 2 chapters of reading from the Holger text, Germany in the 18th century, and From Rivalry to Survival, Prussia and Austria. If you click on the Unit 1 link, it opens for you again the reading assignment. I have provided for you some optional videos that I think can just inform your understanding of the material, really sort of good background or secondary information for you. And you find those videos by visiting an Annenberg resource on learner.org. You see here I'm sort of denoting the website and the video on demand that would be available to you. There are also some online lecture notes that are optional that I would encourage you, though, to review. They come from a Professor Rempel of West New England College. Rempel's scholarship provides a lot of sort of quick snapshots of German history in a way that is very digestible. And in absence of a textbook sort of chapter summary, these serve well. You'll see here, for example, in Unit 1, there's the origins of Germany, medieval Germany, the Reformation, and then moving into the Austrian-Prussian survival and thrival material. And then finally, just a good preview to Germany's role in the French Revolution and the new social order that comes after Napoleon's defeat. In each unit of study that we share together in this course, you will see these elements present. You will see the written assignment noted for you, the optional videos, and also the online lecture notes. As to the material that you must review and must interact with and produce something, you will see a link to a Unit 1 required quiz. In essence, in an online class like this one, all the quizzes are open book, so to speak. And so I would encourage you with the text that you purchase to underscore your main ideas, use highlighting, use bookmarking in the margins to expedite your quiz taking. Sometimes there will be an objective format to these quizzes, other times they will be short answer, and still another time later in Unit 4, you actually go to another website and do a little something with Adolf Hitler's backstory, and that counts as the quiz. But always look for your sort of first thing to tackle in any given unit to be a required quiz. Each unit will also have a required written response. And when you click on the link to the assignment, you will see a document. In the case of the very first unit assignment, we're just going to be very foundational and have you do an exercise that is modified from the Library of Congress to help you learn to distinguish between primary and secondary sources. Anytime you click on one of these unit writing assignments, you'll want to open the Word document that is provided for you and carefully review it before you begin writing so that you know that you're meeting all the requirements set forth. I've opened up the first unit assignment. You can see that in fact the document includes some writing about types of sources, bias, time and context and place rules, the oral history, then leads you through a mind walk activity that you produce written answers for, and then finally has you read an unspecified, unidentified to you document from German history's past and try to make some speculative answers using the evidence, quoted language from the primary source document to inform your conclusions. Once you finish reading and composing your own document that answers any unit's written assignment, you can click on the link here of the actual name of the unit assignment. And when you do, you will get the prompts to submit your work to me via Blackboard. Here's an example of that, where you can browse computer. You would attach the file, for example, in this Unit 1, and that file would include your answers to the Library of Congress Mind Walk activity and your answers to those short answers about the document that you would have read from German history. Once you've done that and you type in any comments if necessary to me, you would submit that file. And you know you're right actually when you click on the Grade Center for the column of the task you just completed and turned in to me electronically, when you see a little exclamation point icon. That lets you know you've submitted a file that is now waiting for my review. And again, what I have shared with you for Unit 1 thus far is what would match for Units 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back to Unit 1, having done the quiz and having completed a writing assignment, each unit also requires you to interact with your classmates in some way. This is most often done through a discussion board forum within Blackboard. And as you'll notice below the written assignment, written response link, there is a Unit 1 discussion board link. Each week when you're tackling a unit, you would click and you would create a thread to post your own comments. So for example, you can see here that students are posting and responding to one another's work, and this is something that you would do each week. I try to make the topics be something that would be engaging and where there might be controversy. So for example, in Unit 1, having read about and examined the absolutists of Europe in the 17th and 18th centuries, you then sort of define which of them was the most enlightened of the absolute or enlightened despots, and then you would also sort of try to find from contemporary history and experience someone that you would argue is enlightened, quote unquote, today. So that always brings out a lot of varying viewpoints. As I'm going back and showing you Unit 1, remember there's the reading assignment, the optional videos, the online lecture from Professor Rempel, the required quiz, the required writing assignment, and the required participation in the discussion board forum. I'd just like to underscore that the quizzes and the discussions are not late. You sort of can't show up for the reading quiz late, and you can't participate in a discussion once it's already happened. The written responses are, however, accepted up to a week late with a 10-point penalty per day. Very briefly now, having gone through Unit 1 in such detail, you'll notice Unit 2, leading up to World War I, Unit 3, World War I and the Interwar or Weimar period, Unit 4, World War II, and Unit 5, a post-World War Germany through 1989. Though I have gone in, even though the textbook sort of ends there with its 1994 print date, and added some more recent history, including Merkel and the refugee crisis in Europe, and sort of the fate of the European project with the European Union in wake of the Brexit vote. But the material proper will end with the 1989 Great Socialist October Revolution and the fall of the wall. But I do try to sort of bring you to the sort of German history of probably your life based on your experiences. Finally, I just want to point out that the midterm and the final exam have their own buttons, their own links. So the weeks in the syllabus that draw your eye and attention to working on those two essays, they will have their own distinct area for you in the course. When you click on either the midterm or the final exam, you'll have general notes from me. You'll have a link to the actual prompts from which you are to choose, and a link to turn it in, and also some suggested resources, both from the Campbell University Library and the International German History in Documents and Images database. Scrolling down here, just note external web links, again, more library assistance, and some of the features that allow you to communicate and check your grade in class. As you are participating in this class and tackling these 5 units and these 2 exam essays, please note my course contact information on the left. That's there and available for you, as well as links to Campbell University's Education Office and technical help. Final thing I'll note here in this video, you see this pre and post assessment is not available to you now. There are some semesters where the university's Department of History requires you to, in essence, take a pre and a post test in this course. It does not factor into your grade. The College of History, Political Science, and Justice use that to inform their planning about courses and the kind of outcomes that students in those majors and classes should have. Just watch for that. Some semesters you are fortunate enough to take that assessment, and other semesters you don't have to. So that would always be something that, if given to you, would be in the syllabus and directed to you by announcement. But I did want to mention that as I post this sort of timeless piece. All right, at this point, I've walked through the sort of format and the requirement of the course in the second video. And again, pointed you to my contact information should you need to engage with me for clarification or support. And I look forward to reviewing your work. Thanks.